Well, hey everybody, Matt Williams here for part 2 of my initial round of golf 2 video series. If you've watched the part 1 already, I played 9 holes by myself. Just to give you guys a baseline of where I'm at. Remember, I'm just a average amateur 8 handicap golfer, 8.5 actually. But wanted to give you 2 rounds, a full 18, so 2 rounds of 9. Now, today is going to be the second 9. I wanted to string them together, but if you watch the other video, my phone was dying, my little microphone, lapel mic thing was dying, my tripod, everything was just hanging on by a thread. So, we're doing the front 9 today because yesterday was the back 9, or the previous video was the back 9. Because of a frost delay, there was a back 9 start. So today, I'm going to show you guys how I play on 9 more holes to kind of put that together, if you will, as one round of golf. Now, one thing is different than my previous video is I've got a buddy that's going to be with me today. His name's Pete. Check this guy out. He's that big he's that strong handsome left-hander over there. Already getting warm. So he's already going to have an advantage on me. We're going to play Pete. Is a much lower handicap than me. We're going to play Pete in a little match play and see how it goes, and use that also as my second 9 to complete the first round, if you will. So anyways, let's get out there and have some fun. All right then, so this is part 2 of the first 18 holes that you've seen me play to kind of establish that baseline that we've been talking about. So that you have a real good sense of where I'm at. So as I review product and go through things I'm working on with my swing, you know right now out on the golf course where I'm at. Yesterday, as you might recall, if you watched video 1, if you didn't, make sure and go and check that out. We played actually the back 9 first because of another frost delay yesterday because it's pretty cold, and shot a 41. I was not crushed about that, wasn't ticked off, but wasn't thrilled either. I was only +2 through the first 7, so I melted down on the last 2. To make this a little more interesting, my good buddy Pete joined me today. There's Pete. Look at that guy. Oh, and if you can't already tell, he's a lefty. Oh my goodness. Pete is a much lower handicap than me. What's your handicap, Pete?
I'm a 5.
A 5. Okay. So as most of you know, at this point I'm an 8.5. Pete's a 5. We've just decided for this 9 holes, which is now the front 9, we're just going to spice it up with a little match play. No strokes. No strokes. So this is going to be a challenge for me. I got to play him straight up, even though he should be spotting me 2 strokes on this 9. We're going to go with no strokes, just straight up match play, and let's see how this goes. Just to give you a brief explanation, this is hole number 1 on our golf course, which actually is a really great starting hole. It's not really that challenging. About 500 yards on the nose. You know, fairway slopes from both sides. You know, from the right back into the middle and from the left back into the middle. Only a couple bunkers to navigate, but they often don't come into play. So this is a pretty good warm-up hole. Pete's going to kick things off here. I gave him the honors. Oh, nice little power fade, typical of a lefty. Landing on the left-hand side of the fairway. Trickles into the rough, but you absolutely pounded it. Like I did in video 1, I'll probably still talk you guys through most of my shots. Probably will only, just for time's sake, only feature a few of Pete's shots. Just so you know how he's doing, but right now he's in really good shape down the left-hand side. Pete is not only a lower handicap than me, he hits the ball a lot further. I myself am going to try and start this on the just right of center on the fairway. And it's rightish side of the center and bouncing back a little bit towards the center. Pretty good first shot. So yeah, right down the middle of the fairway. Haven't shot my distance just yet. green down there, flag on the left. You can see the green is surrounded by trees. There's a bunker up on the right. This, again, is a pretty manageable hole. Pete outdrove me. He's off the fairway there a little bit, but did outdrive me by just a bit. All right, slight uphill lie. Not too bad though, but I am going to account for that. 230 yards in, which means I hit about a 270 yard drive. I've got my 3 hybrid here. If you saw my What's in My Bag episode, it's the Sim Max with the Tour AD shaft. Oh, I left it right. How does it do that on an uphill lie? Oh, that's so bad, y'all. It's in the bunker on the right. Okay then, I'm in this bunker. Haven't shot my distance. Looks about 30 or so yards to the flag. Pins in the back. Just really up against this lip a little bit. Pete pulled his, and he's looking for a good line. So, gosh, I really want to put this on the green. Yeah, so I've got 41 yards to the flag. Pete was able to find a lane and chip through those trees. Boy, this is just a shot right here that is not really very confident on how to play it. Really not confident. I think I'm going to actually still keep this relatively in the middle of my stance. Just indeed open up the face. Still take a pretty full swing. Oh, if you saw that, forgive me. Oh, it just spun and stopped just right on the fringe, but I'm happy with it because I can still 2-putt that for a par. Well, isn't this convenient? Pete and I are relatively close here. Hopefully I can set the camera up. We both are putting for birdie here. Oh boy. Yeah, wow, if you didn't see that, picked up some pace once it goes past the hole. He's still on the green. That's when you guys are playing with partners, friends, opponents, whatever, make sure that you're keeping a sharp eye on what your playing partner, what their putt does, even if it's not the same as yours, just to have just a better feel for what's happening around the hole. So I need to play this with less speed than Pete did. Oh man, and I did play with less speed than Pete, and mine still rolled 10 feet past. I thought that was going to be a really good roll, Pete. I thought it was maybe going to go in. Well, but it was breaking the other way. That putt just popped a little bit there, Peter. So Pete's in for bogey. I need this to have to take the hole here. Uh-oh. Not a great start for either of us. Uh-oh. Well, that kind of snuck away from us. We were both on the green with what appeared to be a real manageable 2-putt from 20 feet or so. You know, par. Oh, move on to the next hole. Instead, that first putt, Pete, was actually quite a bit more challenging than it looked.
Way faster than
Way faster, yeah. On to hole number 2, all square. All right, so this is a par 4, but it is a short par 4. Do you see that yardage? What, roughly 340 yards or so? 338. So driver here is not happening. So for us, we each want to hit something about, what would you say, 220, 230 is a good number? And then it gives you a nice look at the hole, usually from 80 to 100 yards, somewhere in there. Let her rip, Pete. He's got a 5-wood. Oh, just a stinger that's cutting on him a hair too much. Oh! I think you got through too. I think you're going to be all right. There's a couple lanes over there on the left, and I think Pete found one. So while Pete's hitting 5-wood, I actually have a 3-wood in my hand. A Cobra F9 that you probably saw in the What's in My Bag episode. I can hit this thing and if you saw video 1, my tee shot on 10 was 260 with this, but I can usually swing this nice and easy. Not to mention, if you get it the right number, it'll bounce hard left and roll down the fairway towards the green. Yeah, now get that bounce left now. Pretty much stayed right where it was. I got to my ball, it's in the fairway, but y'all, I didn't make the end of the corner. Ay, chimama. I think I'm too close to flop it over that, especially 100 yards or so. 110. Oh, and a nice low one is not my specialty. On this approach, there's a creek in the back, so you know, the psychology of golf, instead of saying long is bad, see, you know, I like to say short is good. There's Pete. Now, we thought he cut the corner. I'll go help him there in a little bit unless he finds it. But he's down there looking for his ball. He thought he cut the corner. We'll see. Okay, well, while Pete's still looking for his, I've got 105 to the hole. I've determined it would be absolutely redonkulous for me to try and flop this over the tree. It sucks it. My eyes keep looking at it, though. I need to just forget about this and focus on what I am going to play. So, 105 is normally a gap wedge for me. A very easy gap wedge. I've got actually a pitching wedge in my hand. I'm going to go nice and easy with this. Hands forward, ball back a little bit, and really just try and keep this low, which is why I went with the pitching wedge. Just figured a little bit less loft to help me out a little bit. I really, this is not a shot I sit around and practice, so I am not sure what's going to happen here. Just went too high, just still popped up, and I'll go find my divot here in a second, but it hit a branch, kind of got knocked down, but at least I have a clean look the next one. But that's, I'm not really sure what else I was supposed to do there. That would absolutely have to be something I practice, and I don't. So I'm trying not to be like too mad about it. How can you be mad about something you don't practice, right? Okay, Yeah, Pete did find his. He is down in that cabbage down there. It's going to present a tough shot. Let's see what he does. Sometime today, Pete. Oh my goodness. Oh, just did not come out well. Good effort, Pete. That's so tough. So in thinking about that shot, if you're watching, you might have been thinking to yourself, Bud, you got to go with a lower degree loft than pitching wedge. And I think as I was walking up here, I'd agree. Anyways, here we are, 45 yards. I've actually got my lob wedge. Not a lot of green to work with. I'd like to just land this right on the front of the green and let it stop. Let's see. Short. Okay, so we've got a little sunlight in the camera. I'm just not going to be able to improve the image that much, guys. Yeah, I mean, just a nice little chip. Just want to put this close. This is obviously for par. You can imagine how I feel about that, but trying to give this full good energy here. Yeah, I left myself about 3 or 4 feet for bogey. Pete. We're not going to say Pete's score just yet. I can't laugh. I can't laugh. I got this for bogey. Oh, man. Well, you know, take the good with the bad. I mean, this is the danger in me documenting and the process is there's going to be a little bad on there, guys. Stuff I don't like, stuff I wish I could delete and not share with you, but I just don't think that would be authentic, and that's what I want this to be. Woo! Yikes. Did that give me the hole? Uh-oh. Matt, one up! Okay, so this is a good lesson for both Pete and I and all of you guys watching. We're both walking off of number 2 pretty unhappy. So, I've got this walk from 2 to 3 to just kind of reset, maybe take a drink of my Diet Pepsi and deep breath and just start over mentally. One of the hardest things to do in golf, right? The other thing is I'm +2 on this 9, which is not what I wanted to show you all at all. So I better play better. Yeah, so little par 3. Pete shot it at 121. Of course, I don't trust him to tell me the truth, but I'm not going to reshoot it for the sake of this video and our pace of play. I'm going to trust this guy. I'm actually going to hit 9-iron. I'm not really taking the moment to, like I have on the other holes, to show you this hole. There's a creek that wraps around the left, and so anything left is dead. Well, really, front, let's see, deep, left, and right is all pretty much dead, more than likely, right, Pete? Yep. So, and then to make things even more enjoyable, there are 2 bunkers. I think you might be able to see them in this camera view. 2 bunkers guarding the green. Am I even on camera?
Yep.
Okay. 2 bunkers guarding this green. Yeah, 9 iron's pretty heavy for 120, but I'm just going to swing easy. Pin's tucked away behind the left bunker. I'm going to go right of it. Really just go safe, middle of the green kind of swing here. Yep, safe middle of the green. That is precisely what I did. Also dead center of the green. Good shot, bub. Good shot. 2 nice safe shots, which after a blow-up hole is really what we needed. Just nice safe shots. You know, I can't call Pete's totally safe. I mean, shoot, he's within 15 feet of the hole here, so I've got my work cut out for me. I've got about 20 feet for birdie here. I believe it's going to move just a little bit right to left. I really don't think this moves much at all. Yeah, maybe almost a cup. Nerve-wracking, Pete, to call your shot to your audience when the camera's right behind you, because then they're like, well, we're going to know whether you did it or not. Oh, it actually veered right at the very tail end. I didn't see that, did you? What do you got here? No. All right, 2 good pars. Good recovery right there, partner. Right? That's a tough one. We were really ticked off, and yeah, good recovery. So again, I'm really happy about the way both Pete and I settled down, played a nice, responsible, safe shot to the middle of the green, 2-putt, par, get back mentally into a good place, get back, break that bogey train a little bit. And sometimes that's just what you have to do, and we did it, so that feels good. Now, this next hole, it's a little confusing right now. I don't know how we're going to handle this in our match, actually, Pete. So let's talk about, yeah, maybe just have it right now. Yeah, let's see. Although if I put a drive over in the creek, you're going to wish we hadn't have done that. Let's see. Yeah, okay. So this is normally just an awesome hole. Par 5, 500 or so yards. No, it's short. Yeah, 480 yards. 475, 480 yard par 5. A good, you know, a lot of guys like to play that tiger line, you know, at 280 and the guys that can hit over 300, they love to cut that corner. They love to cut that corner. It's sort of a narrow landing area, really. Those 3 bunkers are there to catch you if you hit it straight or pull it a little bit. So it's just a fun, challenging hole, even though it's short. But this hole is under construction. We've completely rebuilt our green. So there's just this flag stuck in the middle of the fairway. You're not really able to putt on it. So that's what Pete and I were discussing. What we're going to do is we're going to both hit tee shots here and then kind of decide from there. So I still have the box, still 1 up on Pete. I'm going to go for the tiger line, y'all. I don't know if I'm not going to try and take it over the corner, but I am going to play a real aggressive line here. I think I didn't used to be able to do that. In fact, I used to avoid the right like crazy because I would just put it in the creek over there. But now I start to hit the ball a little better, a little further, and Usually I can carry that corner on an average day, so here we go. I didn't even threaten the corner, but it's still a good drive. Yeah, well, I pretty much ripped that. Good drive, middle of the fairway, short of the last bunker.
That's ripped.
If he does say so himself. Well, look at him. He's so freaking strong. He's an islander. You know how strong islanders are? Man.
So that's spam and rice.
Spam and rice. So for those of you at home wondering, how do I hit the ball a long ways? Pete says spam and rice. You know what? Let's take a quick second to get to know our friend Pete here that's playing with me today. All right, so here with our friend Pete. Pete, how long you been playing golf, my man? Consistently.
I'd say really got serious about it in the last 3 or 4 years, but overall off and on for 10 years. 3 or 4 years. So take us back about 3 years. What was your handicap? I was probably playing around 15 or 16, and I knew only one speed, and that was swing hard. Swing back.
One speed. So 15, 16. What were you, would you say, mid last year?
Last year I was 10 or 11 last year.
10, 11-ish,
And
which is when I met Pete. We've been buddies for what, over a year now? Year and a half?
Yep. And last year was the first time I had ever broke 80, so I shot 79 for the first time last year.
Great. And now, as we established earlier in this video, you're a 5.
Good progress.
Yeah, really good. And you just bombed one here about 315 yards. I think you did.
It should be here just like
Yeah, because I'm probably 280, 285. God.
hit them right there in the left over there.
Where?
See the trees on the right?
Oh my! We gotta pace that out and see what. There's no way you're gonna see it on camera. I can't wait to see what this is. Pete, one last question before we get off here and look at my second shot. Who's your favorite golfer right now?
The GOAT, Tiger Woods.
Tiger Woods, T Woods, Tiger. Well, that's funny because you took the Tiger line on that shot. Oh, guys, I can't wait to show you where Pete's ball is. I like where mine is, heck. Yeah, guys, I'm not going to really waste much time telling you much here. Pete and I are still debating whether or not we have the hole. It was a no-brainer, but then he hit a 370-yard drive, so... I'm just going to toss one over at this temporary flag, and Pete's going to toss one at it, and we'll have a little bit more dialogue about whether we should just have the hole, because there's really no putting here. Those of you at home know that, you know, I'm kind of rushing my process here. Oh, a little short. I just went sand wedge. Huh, just kind of slid under that, I think. I mean, it's right on line, but the shot tracer is going to make it look close. Yeah, shot tracer, you can make that. Yeah, man, I just smoked that. Yeah, that just became a nice draw. Well, we've marked it out, guys. Pete is over here. His ball just waved at mine. I hit a 285-yard drive, and Pete's ball just kind of waved at mine as it went by.
Yeah, you were about 90 to the Yeah.
And I'm 45 to the pin.
Yeah, so I've got you. So there's a 150 marker. Yeah, 325 on the drive. Excellent drive, Peter.
Thank you.
Excellent drive. Is that about all you got with that sim?
I could probably get another 10, 15 yards out of it, but it's
He's so good.
low percentage to get that.
Low percentage to get further than 325. Got it. Well, this is what kind of friend Pete is. Even though I hit about a 280 yard drive and he hit a 325 yard drive, he agreed, which we kind of discussed on the tee, to have the hole. So we have the hole. So that's still Matt 1 up. On our scorecards, just so you guys know, we're supposed to put down an automatic net par, which for both of us, we don't stroke there. So we just put down a 5 on our scorecard because that would normally be a par 5. So that makes me what? +2 through 4. Yeah, all right. I mean, that's not great, but I was +2 through 2, so feels good just to get back on the par wagon here. Let me just show you this green we're building, or kind of have built. There she is. You can see all the new sod, new green, new bunker. You know, there was mixed emotions by most golfers, including me, on whether or not we should rebuild this, because I'm not going to explain what it was before, but let's just say this. Your approach was so hard. One of the hardest approach shots in the Willamette Valley or in Oregon. It just was so hard. There's lots of ways for that to go wrong. And they've certainly made this less punitive and a lot more player friendly, especially to a little bit of the higher handicaps. That said, even all the low handicaps, this is starting to grow on them. Everybody's starting to have some positive feedback as they're looking at it. We won't be able to play it until April, it sounds like, so it's going to be closed all winter. But it should be cool. Fifth hole. This is the #1 rated handicap hole. If you see some patches out there, it's because they've taken some bunkers out and they've hydroseeded. Free drop if you land in there for now. But this is a really hard hole. Hitting driver is very risky. It's a very narrow landing area. The green is elevated upon approach with a greenside bunker to the left, which you can't even see. Green is behind, let's see if my finger can come in. Well, anyways, green is behind all those trees over there, so you can't even see it. So I'm going to hit driver here, believe it or not. It's 400, say that again. 300, yeah, 400 yards on the button today. So I'm going to hit driver. Hope for a good landing, take a little off of it probably, and also kind of accentuate my cut because right is a lot safer than left. So I like to tee this one up on the right. Just not that it makes a world of difference, but anything that helps me mentally feel like I'm taking the left side of this fairway a little more out of play, because if I crush a drive left, or even, gosh, if I pull this at all, it's dead. It's in the creek and dead. So again, I take kind of a tiger line, a real aggressive line on this, over those trees and bushes that I showed you earlier. Oh my God. It's in the creek, I think. Yeah, I'm hoping I hit that tree. Yeah. I want to say a cuss word right now, but I won't because it's YouTube. Peter got 3 wood in his hand, maybe even 5 wood. He's not going to go in the creek. Oh my goodness, he smokes it. God, I hope Shot Tracer gets that. Just smoked it up the right-hand side. Is that 3 wood or 5 wood?
3 wood.
3 wood. Okay, well, I found it. Here's the creek. There's the bridge. Found mine. The flag is through there. Haven't shot my distance yet. Now, the smart move would be just to play just out to the middle of fairway and then go at it. But
I'm feeling crazy. Again, I've talked about this before. I'm anxious to do another golf series or video, maybe even series, on decision making. I'm going to shoot my yardage and make my decision. This is definitely going to qualify as borderline stupid. 125 to the hole. I don't even know on camera if you can even see my ball. And right now I lost where the flag is. Pin's in the front, but it is an elevated green. I'm going 9-iron and going to open this sucker up, and I've got to carry all these trees. This is going to be glorious. I think it's too short. It was way too short. It hit the cart path or a bridge or a rock or something. It might have even stayed in the fairway. I don't know. That was just... That is the dumbest thing that I've done in a while, and I paid dearly. Went into the creek. I'm taking a drop 57 yards. I've got my lob wedge out. My give a crap meter is really low. I'm drop 3 and hitting 4. Pete is on the green in 2. Well, everyone, I feel pretty confident y'all saw what happened there. I thinned the you-know-what out of it and went OB. I red stake over here. I'm dropping within 2 clubs. Pete's not terribly worried. I don't even know if you can see me on camera right now. Oh, God. A good lie on this. So that is a drop of 5 and hitting 6, I believe. Now, in the new handicap system, I'm limited to a 7 on this hole, but for an actual real score, to be authentic, I'm going to finish. Dunked it. So, yeah. We all know what's going on here because it's happened to every single one of you. I am not handling it very well right now. Pete's going to go ahead and hit his birdie putt here. And I can't tell what that looks like from here, Pete. Great par, hardest hole in the golf course. Pete just made a nice little ho-hum par. Yeah, so what I was talking about, you guys, is it happens to all of us, right? One thing happens, doesn't go well. You focus less and you don't try as hard on the next one. That goes poorly, so you spiral out of control. It just is just a beast, right? And we talked about this in the first video about how how great professional golfers are at letting that happen or not happen, keeping that from happening, about how to stop that in its tracks. And I can't even begin to tell you how darn mad I am right now. This might be for an 8, I don't know. 7. So I'll have to add that up here in a second. But Pete gets us all square. Okay, well, what can you say about that? Happens to all of us. I'm not happy about it. but I'm also on this walk from 5 to 6 trying to hit the mental reset button, recover. That is not what I wanted on this video. Pete was just telling me he hasn't seen me do anything like that in a long, long time. But it's gonna happen. So the good news is, in my match with Pete, we're all square. But in my score, to show you guys where I'm at, that was really bad. That was an 8. For those of you keeping track at home, that's +4. I was +2, +6 now through 5. As we step on the number 6 hole here, gonna turn off the camera and take one more second now to just kind of set up here and take a deep breath and see what Pete does. Pete's shooting the distance now. All right, so I stopped filming for a second. Pete had a great idea. Maybe just set the camera down and get focused again. Let out a couple words that I can't say on YouTube.
A couple 4-letter words.
I think I've invented some 3- and 5-letter ones too. So we moved on to 6, par 3. Pete, calling his shot, birdied it. I parred it, which we are all square, so you're one up, Pete. Which might be just what the doctor ordered. Pete's playing pretty good. He's on a good stretch right now, showing off that 5 handicap there. And then we went ahead and teed off on 7. We're walking to our shots on 7. So I needed to relax there. Hopefully, I think y'all can relate. Maybe we'll talk about it later, but I haven't posted a snowman on a hole in quite some time. Peter, I'm starting to question where, oh, okay, here we go. All right. Right. But anyways, let me get to work here. All right, so I've got 160 here in on this par 4. Finally played a draw. 160 is what I said. Is that pin in the back, Pete? Front. Okay, I'm gonna go 7, but I actually need to shape a shot. Front, back left. Okay, thank you. I need to shape a shot here and play a draw, because I don't know if you can see it on camera, but I got a tree to get around, so I definitely, absolutely have to play a draw. It's the only play here. I need to keep this match close, so I'm going to try and really shape one here. Oh, that was so bad. God. Stayed in. Now this hole is a severe dog to the left, which for a lefty like Pete, he can pull out driver and smash a big power fade, which is exactly what he did. Meanwhile, I hit 3-wood, tried to play a draw. And then you just saw I had to try and play a draw on 7-iron again. Was short right, because it did not draw at all. Oh, Peter. Oh, Peter. Excellent shot, good sir. Oh boy, Peter is dialed right now. What did I tell you about late starts, my man? Yeah, so I've got not a terrible look at a chip here. Just couldn't get this ball to draw around towards the green. 38 yards. Sand wedge is going to be the play, I think, because I want this to roll out. I've got quite a bit of green. That flag is in the back of the green. I got a lot of green to work with, so for me, slightly close face.
Ball middle of the stance, weight slightly forward. I believe this ball will move slightly right to left. It's about picking a good spot and let it roll out. I pulled it a bit. Oh, sweet Jesus. Pete's trying to encourage me right now. That's really nice of him. Pete has a birdie putt over there for about 18 feet. Meanwhile, I've got this 30-footer for par. Not liking my chances here. In terms of beating Pete. I won't say not liking my chances for making par, because that's a mental place we don't want to be. I'm putting from off the green. Yeah, not the worst putt in the world. I'm gonna graciously take Pete's generous offer. Pete rolls one into about 6 inches for his par. Take it away, bud. Pete 2 up with 2 holes to go. I am, let's see, up 7 through 7. You know, whatever. You'll see as time goes on, we post more videos and share more stuff. This is not what I wanted for this, but at the same token, yeah, whatever. It is what it is. I'm shooting far worse than my handicap here today, and I mean a lot worse. 2 holes to make par or birdie, and to beat Pete, and hopefully have the match. We'll see. Your tee, bud. Oh, just delivered from evil. Absolutely smoke showed it. Started it up the right-hand side of the fairway, played a nice cutter, which he often does. Typical lefty power fade. And he's right down the middle, way down there. So this is the number 8 hole. And it is the second hardest hole on our front 9. It's really not long again. Another 400 yards or so, 395 it says. Yeah, less than 400 yards, but it's all uphill and frequently into the wind. I'm going to try and start this up the left-hand side. Boy, that wind. Right now the wind feels a really strong left to right. Does that sound right, Pete? Oh, I hammered it. I just hammered it. I won't reach Pete, but at least I can see him from where I'm at there. Yeah, 130 in, so that roughly basically means 270-yard drive. And that's all uphill and into a wind. I feel great about that. For me, that's hammered. With those conditions, whoops, I'll fix it. Pete, on the other hand, is another good 25 yards past me, that turkey. Which by any golfer standards, 300 to 305 in those conditions is insane. So I've got 9-iron in the hand. Again, this is still into the wind and all uphill. Oh, that's going to be pretty good.
Stop. Nice shot.
Yeah, that is really good. I got to fix my divot from my practice shot, but I'll be putting. So there's Pete's pitch mark. He spun it back and it came off the green a little bit. And I'm right here for birdie. Let's see what we can do here. Again, I'm down 2 with 2 to go. To the gate, great Pete Segra. Why don't you mark that for just a second? No, you can have it. Good par. Okay, this is the match right here if I don't make this. If I don't make this, then it's 2-1 Pete. And I have lost. However, I can still make this putt to keep this interesting. Definitely going to be right to left, uphill. Maybe a ball or two. Pace is the most important thing here.
Gave it a run.
I did give it a run. All right then, Pete. Match is his. We're on the 9th hole. He finishes 2-1. Excellent job, Pete. You played great coming down the stretch of that front 9 there.
Thank you.
That was so awesome. All right, so we're still going to play 9 here. Just a really long par 4 way down the hill.
410.
410. Well, okay, not excruciatingly long. Down the hill a little bit. Dog's right. There's a pond that comes into play if Pete hits another one of those 325-yard drives. The big power cutter. Well, it's not 325, but it's a long, long ways, my friend. Okay. Well, let's see, folks. Let's recap here where we're at. I parred 8. So 1, 2, 6, 7 over through 8, which is really bad by my standard. Really bad. There was a day, really not more than about a year ago, I would have been pleased. But today, no way, Jose. That is not okay. I'm a poet and I didn't know it. Did you hear all that rhyming? So I'm frustrated. We're not playing for anything. This is a time as a golfer where it feels good to hit the ball hard, right? Kind of work out a little frustration. Don't want to overswing though. That'll just make you more mad. I have exorcised the demons. This tee is clear. Loser? Loser? No, I'm the loser. What are you talking? All right, just barely on the fringe here.
You can see it's a tough approach shot with that pond and everything, but I've got 120 in, which means that was a 290-yard drive. But as this is a reoccurring trend here, Pete's probably got about 100 in, which means he hit about 310 yards. Almost made it into the pond. All right, back to my shot. Let's see what we can do here. I mean, it's a little tempting to go 9-iron again, which sounds like a lot for 120, but I just sometimes like to play it safe. And when the wind is swirling like it does here at Creekside, it's really unpredictable sometimes to see, you know, you sometimes don't notice until after a shot that you're like, oh crap, there's wind up there. But that said, I've got pitching wedge here. Just gonna try and hit a nice full pitching wedge. Oh, that's a little short. Yeah, middle of the green, front middle of the green, frontish. Almost pin high, so not bad. Oh, Pete just on the front. Just a little too soft, Pete. The guys behind us must be hitting the ball. They're hitting from the whites, dadgummit, but they just hit it, literally almost rolled past my legs and landed there.
I thought I heard something.
Yeah. Well, it's a YouTube video, so I don't think I should be honoring right now. I think I should not say anything. Good shot though, Pete. We each got birdie putts coming up. But on this last hole, I think somebody's a little closer to the pin. Somebody's closer. It was me. I'm mixing up all my movies from Happy Gilmore to Liar Liar. I think I had an Ace Ventura on the tee.
The wind helping me.
You were?
Yeah.
Huh.
That flag was, well, the American flag was blowing.
Right. Helping you with...
It was going to give me more distance.
No. If anything, all it would have done was straighten out your cut. I don't think it was helping. So Pete, like the amateur he is, totally misjudged the wind on that, which is why he's on the front of the green. Great par, buddy. Pick it up. Good finish. Stuff it in if you want, but it's yours.
Mine was breaking to the left.
Yeah, yours was breaking to the left, but I think mine...
Which is weird because I would have never guessed that.
I actually think mine does not. Isn't that weird? It's just not the sense I'm getting as I walked up it, nor as I'm looking at it. I'm obviously at a different angle than Peter. Boy, wouldn't it be nice to get a birdie here, get a stroke back, finish on a positive note. Just stayed straight, yeah. Good par. Oh, good to finish with back-to-back pars, because that just... One whole meltdown, y'all. Just a one-hole meltdown. Well, Peter, come here for a sec. My ninja. Oh, he didn't want you to see his hair. Good round, bud. I owe you a drink, I think. Well, Pete. Cheers, bud. Pete took it easy on me. I offered him a drink. I owed him one, and I got a soda.
I got a tall soda.
Yeah. I really know how to splurge for my dudes when they win a match against me. All right, so back here in my car, the round is over. You know, as I think back, so I got to look back at the video. I should know this. I think I was 8 over. That's a 44 on the back. Now, I was 4 over just on that one hole, number 5. That never happens. Easy for me to say in that video, you know, the whole I once caught a fish this big kind of thing. That just doesn't happen. But yeah, so it was a good match with Pete. He ended up finishing, winning 2 up there on that 9 holes. You know, it's funny. I guess I'll take a second to talk about it. That decision to go for that second shot when I was in the weeds, I should have just chipped out to the fairway and hoped to, you know, I would have been within 100 yards and then hope to just get up and down for par there, or at worst make bogey. And then this round ends up being like a 40, right, on those 9 holes, which I could have lived with. Making that one decision on that second shot on number 5 ended up costing me at least 3 strokes. And yeah. Well, there you have it, folks. That is the conclusion of 18 holes, so you can see where I'm at. I left that hole in. It went through my mind to just say screw it with that fall apart hole, and just then, you know, come out and shoot the front 9 later. But I didn't. I stuck with it. You're always going to get authenticity from me, good or bad, and that was really bad. The other 8 holes of that weren't really that bad at all. They weren't really bad at all, but that hole killed me. But there you go. We all suffer from it. I just have to live with it. It's on here now. It's documented. But now you know you can trust me from here on out. Good or bad. Anyways, yeah, so that's a conclusion of 18 holes so that you have a baseline kind of understanding of where my golf game is at right now. And I'm excited to continue to show you not only my journey and my development, but moreover, for those of you that can kind of relate to me, whether you're a slightly lower handicap or you're a higher or a lot higher handicap than me, hopefully the things that I do and I talk about as I'm working on my game, but moreover, when I'm reviewing equipment and product, will really resonate with y'all. So there it is, guys. If you, I haven't mentioned it on this video, please click subscribe. Please click like. If you're on Facebook, follow us on Facebook. Please click like on the video. And maybe if it's on Facebook, why don't you tag a buddy? Why don't you tag a buddy that has an occasional blow up hole and has a hard time recovering? All right. Talk to you guys later.